So Les, you or Abby, you want to comment on the branching here? That, I think it's a little different than what we've seen today, but maybe not.
Partial.
Yeah, Chris, I was just taking a little time to have a good look. It looks like it's a 1-3 to the left, but the branches are pretty dense, and so I can't tell for sure what species it is. I don't think it's quite as loosely constructed as what we've usually seen with Chrysogorgia tricollis.
Just a little bit.
So it might be one of the other 1-3 to the left. So I think there's like 8 or 10 species that are known from the Western Pacific that have that branching pattern.
Thank you, Les.
I'll kill lasers, Copilot. All right.
Video's clear when you are.
This might be kind of an odd thing to point out, but in the background there were 2 long threads coming out of something on the ground. Just behind that Chrysogorgia we were just looking at. They were really thin.
Come on in. All right.
So sort of lower to the right. Yeah, if we could pan over to the right just a bit there. So there's these little, yeah. So there's this.
I know what you're looking for.
Well, no, these were just weird.
I know, but I know what you're looking for because we talked about this in the room, but we haven't seen one today yet.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's the other thing I was looking for today. Well, so first of all, there's these 2 little cup corals. These are actually
coming out.
Nope.
Well, not sure what that was.
Yeah.
All right, come back in.
Oh, there's a Trito pleurisponge there to the left. It's the first one we recorded today. I'll note it while they're zooming in on the cup corals.
Oh, those are weird looking. That cup coral that has all of these funny little spokes around it. And look at there's like a trail between the 2 of them.
So maybe it's a stoloniferan instead.
You think, is that how it works?
Well, no, stoloniferans are octocorals, aren't they? So
yeah.
Zoanthid.
Zoanthid. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
I don't know. We're going to need some help, Les or Scott or somebody.
There's actually 3 of them in that view, 2 of them on the vertical path.
Okay, Scott, Les, and Nidarian people of the world, what is this thing? Is it a zoanthid? Looks like it's got some kind of distinct structure, but it doesn't look like a coral.
I'm going to tell your starboard lower in or
trail between them.
Let's get where it is. Okay.
There are.
Do you have any more?
Scott pointed out there's stoloniferous zoanthids.
Excellent.
And so he thinks that's maybe what we're looking at.
How weird.
Very weird.
And look at the foram or whatever that branching structure is that's coming out from the stoloniferous part. Huh, strange. Beautiful, whatever they are. Not a taxonomic term, it's just a sort of descriptive term. And we never did see what was at the end of that long thread coming out of the...
I think that's the base right there.
Oh, a sponge base maybe. Weird. Okay.
Or maybe that goes beyond the rock.
Yeah.
There's something on it.
Okay. Well, another
out,
little deep sea mystery. Great. We can move on. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, pilots, ready for me to put a move in at 150.
You can think of the ribbon that's connecting the
This direction's serious looking now.
Yeah.
as the same sort of thing as the
30
tissue
meters.
that connects different polyps
Sounds good.
on all the different octocoral fans and
whips and so on that we're seeing. So it's the, quotes, connective tissue between polyps, and the digestive tract would run along that tube, and it's when it divides to create new polyps, it would first put out a little bit of that ribbon, a new polyp would arise, and so on. And so it's growing much like strawberries grow. They put out stolons, and then new plants pop up, and so that's where that term stoloniferous
30
comes
meters,
from.
bearing
Describing the ribbon-like
1500.2.
Weird.
Thank you, Scott.
Coming up.
What is that white disc over to the right there? Maybe a base.
Snap in, Roland.
Oh, lasers on.
Yeah.
That's a base. Thank you.
Yeah, coming out.
ROV nav, move initiated.
Snap in on this.
Yeah, nice dead sponge stock and stuff.
Coming out.
These things are so freaky deaky.
That's a nice looking sponge there on the upper left.
Yeah, I might as well. Let's head over to that weird one that, or whichever one you're heading towards that looks weird. Either of the right one that looks kind of like a seashell, or the left one that looks like a whatever it is.
Highlight bat?
Yeah. The face of a bulldog? Maybe that. Wow. That's
Come on in,
amazing.
Roland.
I could stare at these all day. Huh. Ah, well. Okay, let's move on.
Right.
So that we
Are
can
these
reach.
small things around sponges or corals?
I'm sorry, which ones?
All these little branched items down along the bottom?
Well, let's take a look at them, just to make sure.
You see which one I was talking about, Josh?
There's a lot of small stuff, Roland.
Around the sponge here on the left, see the little white branch?
Yep. Come
Oh,
on in.
yeah, let's take a look. Oh, some kind of, coral, I guess. The really small things are these mysterious things that we haven't quite figured out yet that we thought were originally bryozoans, but now we're not so sure. But the sort of white branched morphology that was right at the base, that's a coral.
Okay,
Yeah.
video's clear.
Coming up. Well, let's come back in tight. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
these are the
those
weird
little guys.
things. Like a forest of the weird critters. We're not entirely sure what these are. They might be bryozoans, but apparently a bryozoan specialist said that they're not bryozoans. So they could be forams, or they could be forams are the skeletons of amoeba-like single-celled organisms. And the coral was a baby Narella, a primnoid coral. And Scott agrees with me. The little tiny
Snap in here.
things are probably forams. Oh, it's a little brisingid, or a damaged brisingid. So this is actually the first starfish of the day. this is actually a sea star which is
Dull
adapted
lasers
to
probably
feeding off
for this particular
food
shot.
from water currents. They have these spines that emerge off of the arms, and the spines are covered with sort of sheets of little claw-shaped things called pedicelaria, and they're used as I've used in previous accounts. They're kind of a death Velcro. When little crustaceans run into them, the claws grab them sharply, and they hold them fast. And we've seen these in the Atlantic, where little fishes will actually be held by these until they stop struggling, and the tube feet carry them into the mouth. Squat lobster, Unidopsis-ish, I think. I'll let Chris worry about that. And then on the bottom, we have these interesting frangulose organisms that, again, we've seen on the rock faces elsewhere that I think are probably just forams. Scott France further speculates that they could also be tiny stylasterids, which are a kind of hydrozoan with a skeleton. So even dead sponge stalks can provide a great deal of habitat for any number of other organisms. There's probably quite a lot to go through on
ROV nav
those
bridge.
structures.
Move complete.
Do a pirouette around the pair.
Dancing with the sponges. Megan Kohler offers a further insight that she hasn't seen any lophophores from the branching things, so further evidence that they are probably not bryozoans. So we're turning into the large concave openings of these massive glass sponges with their extremely intricate and ornate internal folding. Looks like on the larger one there are feather stars which have adorned the periphery of this area, probably to exploit the water currents that the sponge is taking advantage of.
And Chris, these look a little different. The one on the left is more circular, where this one on the right is more elliptical.
Yeah, they can often vary. I'll leave it to someone like Chris to tell me whether that's a separate species or whether that's consistent. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I had to step out a little bit there. We've got a thing that we have to consider, and we were discussing this with Kelly Elliott and with Dan. Okay. Alrighty. So here's the issue that we're talking about. We are about to enter a very unknown phase of the cruise where we're going to be mapping seamounts that have never been mapped before and then diving on them. So we really can't decide on dive sites. That's a Stellodorix. Sorry, distracted by the sponge. We really can't decide on a dive site in advance.
Hey, Levi, you got to be careful.
And the other part of it, too, is that this site that we're going to be going to and mapping tonight, again, we have no idea about depths. We think it's going to be fine, but with the shorter cable.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to say this quickly. Okay, if anybody was listening to you and not watching, we're going to, the bottom line is that we're going to come up early. We still have got about 40 minutes to go on this dive, but we need a half an hour early with the mapping plan to really have a shot at getting a reasonable topographic map to choose a dive site. And choosing that dive site is going to happen around 5 o'clock in the morning or so tomorrow morning, because that's when we're actually going to have mapping data. So I hope you all are okay with this. Obviously, it's hard for me to say when I'm looking at the sponge garden here.
Are they on? Yeah, we probably want them on.
They are not, but I can turn them on there.
This is just something. This is the longest sort of trend.
You can't even see the lasers.
The longest sort of transit we have to make between the sites for the rest of the cruise. So this will probably be the one time that we have to do this. But Anyway, that's it. We're looking at coming up right around 2:40 or about 40 minutes from now, and I'm just giving you a heads up. All right, this may top the other one.
Hello, pilot. Nav.
Co-pilot.
Co-pilot Nav, how are you?
So, did you hear the news we were coming up 30 minutes early?
Yes, I marked it down.
Which puts us off
New
about
navigator is aware. 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Great.
Maybe just under.
You got it.
Alright, let's take a look at this.
So, do we have a ship move under? Am I moving?
Ship stopped.
Okay.
Static.
Yeah.
We've been static for a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. You guys noticed a layback time of about 5
4 or 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Great. Anything?
Video, we got good imaging this last time, right?
Yeah, but they might want to know how tall it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was going to skip.
Well, if we're going to spend a lot of time, given that we're coming up short, we don't have to spend quite as much time on this one as we did already. We could zoom the polyps and see if it's the same thing.
Sure. Video, want to do a quick zoom?
Now, did you say we had stuff samples everywhere?
Yep. Port side bio. It's full.
No.
You have 2 rocks. One
Slow down.
starboard, one
Yeah.
port. So starboard bio is open.
And both port bio? Inner and outer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, Les and Scott,
Okay.
do you think this is the same thing? I'm sure that Les is studying this right now. It looks like it to me. Does it look like it to you, Chris?
The same thing?
Yeah. I mean, with
What
regard to
direction are
the
you
polyps, the density of polyps.
Andy, I got waypoint
Less
3
than
at
I would say so.
180.
180. Oh,
There you go. Now he can
I am
get on
looking
the
at
line and
155.
dispute us.
well,
Maybe 160.
yeah.
Go
I wouldn't
well,
turn
so
much
you
off of that.
continue up.
160 at the max, I would
Copy
say.
that.
Sweet.
So we can do, I can put it at the bottom of my skid, and then raise
partial.
the altitude
What was the last move
to
at?
find out how tall it is.
150.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, whatever you think is good. That looks good to me there.
Pilot, you ready for move?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to come up a little bit.
Ready to drive you now?
Yeah, I'm going to come back down. I just want to see how tall this is.
It's okay. I'm just going to get preparation.
Getting closer, full line.
Plenty
Yeah.
Bridge, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to move range 30 meters, bearing 160 degrees.
Yeah, watch it. So
Speed
according to my
0.2 knots.
altitude, I'm just under 4
Range
meters.
30 meters, bearing.
did-
So I would say that's about
160,
4 meters in
speed
height.
0.2.
Yeah, you don't have the
Got it.
record,
Come back.
Sean.
too
Josh
bad.
measured 5 on his.
Well,
So
you
you
can
were
look-
a good contender, albeit, but
You can
I'm
look at
afraid
D2
he's got you
comparison
there.
as well.
Are you sure you were at the very top at the bottom?
Well,
I don't know if it was actually
There's
at
probably
the
an
bottom.
extra 2 meters up there I didn't measure. I've heard Josh say 5 meters before.
Ooh,
So
okay.
Is that a sea star or a
Sea
brittle
star,
star?
bottom left.
Where is that?
pink
Oh, yeah,
spot.
it could be
Behind
a
the,
sea star.
bottom left.
Yeah.
Left of the red coral, though.
Now how
pink
cool
coral.
was
Two
that
branch
move?
corals.
It's a
But it's a
30 meter move.
Okay.
Gonna have to go.
I'll let you know
Is
when
that
you
like
have
me
to
saying, just
Go
another
up, my
polyop again?
laser's on.
No, it's just
They
the-
are
when you
on.
see
Oh,
the
sorry,
movement,
just-
Yeah.
there they are.
Move initiated.
that's usually the
Move
first
initiated.
thing.
Thanks, Rich.
Did
that-
it lead me to,
Oh, I'm
Just
sorry.
behind that dead sponge
Yeah,
center
there's
screen.
2 pink
Directly behind
corals,
it.
and then right in between them and behind them, there's a sea
Top of
star.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to go a little further forward in order to see
oh,
it.
copy that.
Ah,
Yeah.
See it? Top
Yeah,
left.
it's the
behind the
different
dead
different
sponge.
pink
Top
coral.
left, and it's way back.
No, just keep
Now
zoom out. It's
top
still
center.
further out.
Oh, so it's not in screen.
Next
Yeah.
lasers.
Yeah.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, why don't you come out so I can...
Oh.
I see it.
Oh, it's not Henricia.
I
I
didn't
need
even
to
see him
maneuver
with that.
around this.
Yeah, that brown, that golden
Large
brown one that's right over there.
piece real quick.
It's next to the base of that sponge. Oh, good. So we can go around and actually take a proper look at it. Lovely.
So I didn't even see it that second time. It really is a sea star, right? You saw it?
Yeah, no, it is a
Oh.
sea star. And it's
Not
not
really.
Henricia, so that's
Slight straight off
encouraging.
to
Thank goodness we got one of your critters.
Oh no, it's
We
perfectly
should-
star
fine.
right here. So,
That it, there's sometimes it just
We should
rains.
best
slight
of luck
lens
at
to
having
west.
an empty spot to image it. It's so busy.
Yeah. This would be a good spot coming up.
Oh, and there's an urchin too. It's like they're all having a
Oh,
convention
yeah.
over here or something. The purple
Yes.
urchin's on the right. Yeah.
But
Whichever one's easier
All
to
right,
see
video,
first
when
is
you come
fine.
on in.
There's one of those micro stars on the right edge also.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh. Holy cow. How big is that?
I can get lasers on it right
If you would
after.
please. Thank you.
Zooming, yeah.
it's familiar. That looks like one of the ones we looked
Yeah,
at from the
it's
gallery.
slow faster.
Low fast?
Yeah, it's a solasterid, a 5-rate solasterid. Usually they're predatory. Oh, predatory on sponges, of course. It was the one that we saw feeding on
Okay, pulling out
crinoids
for
before.
lasers.
Copy that. Lasers coming
I
up.
saw that down
Wow,
in
it's
American.
10 centimeters across?
Yep.
That's a monster.
Okay.
Did we see this off of American Samoa? Is that
Possibly.
Your
where we
next species.
Which, watch it. What's next?
There's a purple sea urchin over to the right.
Urchin is
Oh,
off
right.
screen, bottom right.
Off screen
Ah,
to the
thank you,
right.
Roland.
Copy that.
He was walking. So
Walking.
you may need to. Yep, there he is.
Oh, okay, I see him.
He slowed down.
Video.
It's like
come
they all
on
show up
in.
at the same time.
No,
Like,
I know that. I was just chuckling because we do have a low faster in the
Okay.
Okeanos Animal Guide. Guess where it was imaged from?
where?
Here
Oh,
in 2015.
that's the same. Oh, great.
I mean, not the Seamount, but in
yeah.
this area, the
Yeah.
Johnston area.
So this is an echinothurid. This is actually the same type of urchin that we saw the other day. It might even be the same genus,
We
Tromacosoma.
can look at its lower section.
Um,
There we
notice thank you, Roland is right on top of it. There are spines that are present right
Lead
around
it to
the
the bottom.
edge, and you'll notice that the tips of those spines are white and separated by a dark band. That's because it uses those the tips of its spines as kind of little shoes to walk around with. So in addition to its tube feet, it actually has these spines that kind of help it crawl around on top of it. Very unusual group. This group of urchins, the echinothurids, was actually described from fossils before they were described from living animals. The tests, they're commonly called tam o'shanter or sometimes pancake urchins, because when the animals are brought out of the water, the water
Okay, he's
buoyancy
slowing down.
collapses
Let's
in
look at
their
a full
test, and
image.
they sort of flatten out.
Coming up.
The spines are also
Good.
one of the
Stopped.
unusual deep sea animals because they're actually poisonous. So if we were to bring this up, we would probably have to take a lot of care in
Video's
handling
clear.
it.
All right.
But
Science,
neat
are you happy with
animals.
that?
Yes, very much so.
Great.
Thank you.
Come on, wide video.
Be cautious when you turn.
Yeah, I see that large. Back out slowly.
Man, a 10 centimeter low faster. Don't think I've ever seen that. That low faster is the same type of sea star we saw. I think it was in the last expedition that we have a highlight
See,
video of it
we've been
feeding on a comatulid crinoid
150, is that right?
or a feather star.
160.
160.
160. All right, I'll rotate that way. Let's explore.
Pretty abundant.
Yeah.
Oh, the brittle stars? Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned that. I should have been more attentive. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, did we actually get a shot of it?
Sirius picking up any slope?
Oh, nice.
Forward?
Splendid.
It's hard to
Thank you, Roland. I appreciate your
not
looking
that I'm
up for
seeing.
that.
Looks maybe the flat zone. Might go up and down a little bit, but
Yeah, I'll go to starboard, see if there's anything.
There is something on your
Oh, that way?
starboard there.
Let me just keep turning.
Yeah, it's closer to 160.
Oh, here
anyway.
we go. This looks better.
just for the local
That
person
looks
there.
huge up ahead.
Yeah, I
Wow.
see that.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder.
Well, this I think is
Yeah, I
a
like
big
that direction.
polyopogon.
Yeah,
We
this
have
is
big
moving.
pneumatic.
Yeah,
These will go more
They
south
get
this will
massive
go
in the
180
northwest
miles.
line.
Talking about these things to the left?
No, the spud's
complete.
to the
Thanks,
left
Bridge.
up ahead.
Right.
Yeah, large
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Thing that looks like
copy
one of
that.
those big.
Yeah, but that's the biggest one I've seen here.
Wow.
That's
That's
pirouette around
polyopogon?
yeah, it's worth a look.
Well,
I might not
we
have
used to
tethered
call
to it
these
quite yet. Video
um,
copy.
Yeah,
Jabba
I
the
can
Hutt
give you some if I
sponges.
come down.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they were so huge.
I don't know which direction would be best.
They look like those big spherical
be
chairs
s-
from the 60s.
I'm underway right
Yeah,
now, but I
this is
still
the
have a bit of
biggest one
swing.
of this
Yeah, copy
particular
that.
species
Yeah, the
of
move just completed, so a
polyopogon.
couple
We call
minutes
this
of swing.
polyopogon species A.
Copy that.
I've never seen
get
one quite this size
how-
anywhere.
a little too far on
Big
my
is-
leash.
oh, okay, so it's only about 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah, it's
You can go look at
isn't
that
going
guy,
to
but
compete
probably
for
not much
that
past it.
unbranched
Yeah,
bamboo,
copy
but,
I think we can
Well, you
but
never
for,
know.
for the
We'll give it a little
girth
more.
and
Yeah.
just volume, this is enormous.
Oh, and it's
video.
solid. Okay.
Do you like
Yep.
need to move around it now, or do you want to zoom in?
That's, well, it's whatever science wants, but I'd
There's
say
quite a colony in it.
Yeah.
left pirouette.
You could
I don't
do
think
a
you can
nice
move
little
around
video
it
shot
without getting tugged
Roland.
halfway around.
That
Okay.
works.
Copy. We'll wait
So
till
want a pirouette towards the left or port side?
Port side relative to D2.
Yeah, go to your left.
Copy. We might not be able to do all of it, but we'll see.
Right would be easier, but
There's
It's
a
okay.
rock right there. Can't
yeah,
really move.
it's,
anymore.
I'm talking
There's
about
a
for
smaller
tether.
one of the same
Yeah,
species
okay.
that's
So
right
that's what I
above
told
it.
you.
It should be okay by now.
One of I don't know how many
Lasers
people
are
want to
clear.
hear details
You
of
wanna leave it
sponges
up?
these days,
Please.
but it's got two
Sirius has some good sonar returns now,
concave
so
faces to
I
it.
think that'll be our
Those
next.
are the ways we
180.
distinguish
That'll be
the
our
different
next
species.
grab.
Some have a single concave face.
Wow.
Some have divided concave faces. Some have osculum on top. There's a
When
wide
did that move
variety.
end, Nav, roughly?
They're
12, so 2 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
that's about all I can turn right now. So I'm gonna zoom here.
Okay, that's good.
and
Looks like an ear.
we got an idea of the size, right?
You can turn lasers back on to get this size.
Let's see it relative to D2 and Sirius cam.
Yeah. The lasers watch lead.
Wow, that's big. That's 10 centimeters. Those two dots.
Let's get a micro
It's got to be a record.
zoom.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow.
It's like sort of a lazy boy size, don't you think?
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit more tether.
Video's clear.
Oh, nice. Copy that. Science, are you happy with this? Or?
Yes, we are. Thank
Great.
you, pilot.
Alright, so if you guys want to line up with that sonar return on Sirius,
Yes, that's looks due south-ish.
that'd be more as
Strap
a
that to the top of the ROV and bring it home.
Something like that, full of water.
Yeah, it might be a
That'd
little
be
bit
Try to
further.
lift it in the air.
Maybe 185.
That'd be a
for one.
complete nightmare.
Yes.
Copy.
there.
Just get around this and push forward.
Okay.
Interesting. These two look exactly the same, just different
Yeah.
sizes.
Yeah.
They are. That's what I
Yeah.
commented
That's
on
kind of
earlier.
amazing.
Yeah. They are the same species.
I'm going to go to 190, I think, just to look at the sonar.
Copy that.
And that tether will get out
Those
of
are
my
just
face.
pillows draping down up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
This area is just impressive.
This is something else.
Yeah, I think
Tilt up
190 is
just
going
a
to do
bit
better.
to look at
Okay.
that ridge.
What are all of these branching things growing on it, Chris? You see that?
Let's see.
Looks like a
These,
bunch of corals.
oh, wow.
Are you ready for a move?
Okay, you can.
Well,
Yeah.
some of
Good to
these
go.
are
Okay.
Yeah,
Plurigorgia, but I'm not sure the ones on top are. They're worth a look for sure.
I think our next move will
Okay,
take us right on
flip
top
that
of
a
that.
little bit.
Yeah.
Plurigorgia on
Driving
this
That's
lower
looking like-
face
like 20
here
meters
facing
over there.
us.
This is the
Lower
ridge?
face facing us.
Yeah, I'd like to move range
That was
30
well- that
meters,
was well
bearing
put.
190 degrees,
But
speed
those other
0.2
guys are
knots.
different. The ones up
That's
top.
range 30, bearing 190.
This looks like
Speed
an
zero
extremely
decimal
planar.
Watch it. What do you want to look
The,
at
Got it.
the
Thanks,
top
Rich.
planar ones, because we've already imaged the lower ones here that are kind of silvery gray
That returns about
Yeah,
20
these
meters
guys.
out there, though.
up on top.
Can we just hold here for a second and
Yeah, just get a
tilt,
distant shot.
zoom in
Wow,
and
look
tilt
at
up?
this place. Just whatever
right
these
here?
things are,
Yeah,
they
just
go on
to
forever.
sort of see, sort of rotate left and right now.
Yeah, copy that.
All right, so again, I'm not sure Les is. Oh, thank you, Tara Luke. She's got to go. Appreciate you joining us from
Yeah, just
Stockton
give it a sort of
University.
quick rotate left and right just
RV
to see how
nav,
dense
move
it is.
initiated.
Move initiated. Thanks, Rich.
Got Sako Matsumoto and Tina Molitsova and Les Watling and Scott France are all in the event log. And
There was a stocked crinoid up on the left there. Looked like Badley Crinus, the one we were seeing earlier.
right, I think all we can. This is a different type of Chrysogorgia. That's why it's so interesting. Good
ROV
spot.
nav.
This is Chrysogorgia.
Yeah, it's Chrysogorgia,
Rich.
but it's a planar
Nav,
one.
we just got a phone call a while ago regarding coming off the
So,
bottom
and it looks
early.
different
Do you have a
to
time
me
for that?
from something
RV
that's
coming off?
known.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes
Chrysogorgia
early.
On this right here, watch it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, this would be fine. Just I was actually thinking, did you get the squat lobsters? I was typing something in. I thought that particular colony with the squat lobsters would be pretty nice.
Copy that. Squat lobster is.
Oh, you were talking about the
Where
crinoid,
is it?
right? We
Yeah.
got the Bathycrinus
Yeah.
already,
There's
right?
some
Yeah,
white
I
ones
just,
down under you to
mentioned
the
it.
right. I don't know if that's what they meant.
Yeah, watch it. Just lead me. Which one you want?
Let's go down now. Just
It's
tilt
down.
down a little bit.
Right.
I just thought I'd
There it
make a
is.
nice shot at this
Go.
planar
copy that.
Chrysogorgia with the
Just maybe a
spots
pirouette
by it.
round to the right.
Copy. Yeah,
Sort of pirouette rise.
maybe.
So the
Be
one
mindful.
planar
I'll keep an eye on your
Chrysogorgia
swing
we
arm
know
over
is
here.
at a species level is
That's about as
Chrysogorgia
low as I can get
crises,
right here. But
which
yeah.
is out in the central Pacific.
My
That's
toes
good,
pretty
and you
much
can
on it.
continue to rise as you go, unless
Copy.
they want more.
Do you want to zoom right here? Watch it.
Yes, please. Just
Yeah, video,
quick
come
zoom.
on in.
That would be great. One of the things I was looking at here is whether it's multiplanar, because I think crises,
Like blue
and
tips.
correct me if I'm wrong, Les or Scott, was thinking that it actually is, I've forgotten the term for it, but more than one fan, if you will, kind of conjoined at the base. So yeah, definitely Chrysogorgia.
right.
How did
Alrighty,
the
thank you very much.
returns
I
look today?
appreciate it.
I saw it go rogue once.
So we've still
D2, I
got
think.
20 minutes in this
It's like a
dive, and we're
rogue
still
something.
finding new
A
stuff.
couple things I wasn't sitting
We didn't
now,
just find
but
new stuff. We
Yeah.
found a whole
Yeah,
field
lift
of,
off and
Yeah.
of new stuff.
Science, you happy with that?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Copy.
yeah, we got a bunch of noise tests.
Any numbers?
27, 31,
Wow.
35, 28.
20 minutes.
Well,
But we'll see something starfish-like before then.
You could spend a cruise exploring this ridge seamount, courtesy of Mashcore Kevin and Naya, who are the mapping folks. Also Charlie, excuse me. Am I missing somebody? I think that's all
Yeah,
of our
not sure.
mapping crew.
Yeah. Is this a Chrysogorgia we're coming up on?
Yeah, another one. I think we got this bottle brush one.
Okay. Wow. This is just,
All the sponges are gone. See?
yeah, interesting. Is the water current faster here?
I don't feel much of any current actually. Watch it.
So, was the current higher before?
Yeah, it
Uh,
was earlier
okay.
today, wasn't it, Sean? Pilot?
I wasn't piloting earlier.
No.
I'm not sure. I'd have
We
to
can check
ask the
it,
other
I
pilot.
guess.
I think Josh indicated for the most part the whole time it seemed to be pretty minimal.
Okay.
So that's been in the last 2-ish hours.
So this is this gives you an idea of the more different morphologies in the family Chrysogorgia. You have bottle brushes, you have planar ones, and you have these gray ones, which are Pleurogorgia. And I even think I saw a stocked one in there. So quite a diverse family. I think I saw in the event log earlier on that Les and Scott were trying to figure out how many of these species there are in that one family, and they were coming up with 60 to 80 different species in this one deepwater family alone. So a lot of beautiful pillows here too, if you look at this, with sediment in between, so they're well defined. And Pilot, what is that thing, that white thing that looks like a cup to the middle left?
Copy that.
What is that? Is that a
Like a
sponge?
sponge with some
Yeah, but it's a weird
newer
sponge.
growth on it.
Maybe this is what I saw earlier on today when we landed. I thought at first it was a polyopogon, but it might have been one of these.
Come on in.
It's
down.
It's a different sponge altogether. This is very weird. It's a hard sponge in the form of a vase. Wait a second. Am I getting an idea?
I think
No.
it's a. These are
Just
living
look at
parts
the upper
of
right-hand
a
lobe.
over. Is that the
Upper
dead
right.
sponge?
No, that's
Copy.
this over
That's
here
great.
is part of the live sponge over to the
Yeah.
right, and then the dead part of the sponge is this yellow.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that part's dead. Well, it's definitely another first, so we're still getting new animals. I think it's in the family Eurydidae. That would be my best guess. But, wow, there's a different one. Thank you, Pilot, whenever video is ready.
Copy that. Happy there?
Yep.
Coming up.
Wow. Okay, I never seen that sponge before. That's very cool. There's white ET.
Oh, yeah.
Versus most of them are yellow. It's kind of interesting to see a bleached one.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Just it's like you get color morphs of things.
So the move was completed about 2 minutes ago, pilots.
But
A couple more minutes of swing. Still looks like a pretty good direction, I think.
Yeah, there's plenty to look at. I think it's good.
Okay.
Let's wait. Okay. Came up a little bit. Looks like that sonar return's not staying at the same place, so
This
it's
is
good to go if you want to make
interesting.
another move.
The head of this one is gone, or it looks like it's
Yeah, I
either
think it's fine.
damaged, fallen off,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't see-
I wonder what's
yeah.
caused that.
It moved back. I
yeah,
mean,
we saw
to
some
the
of those
same
the other day on those bolosoma, those big yellow
distance,
bolosomas.
even though we're moving towards it.
Yeah.
It shows you a little bit of the
You like 190?
structure, I guess.
Yeah, I
underneath
still
the
like
ball
190.
that you normally don't see. More a little corallium, and there's a very lyrate coral to the upper right.
Okay, I'll call in a
third.
30-meter move.
Candelabra
right.
version.
Pretty Jarvie now.
And he's coming towards center now. I wonder if I think I know what this is. and I think
Yeah,
it's
ready
the
for a
first one
move.
of these
Range
that we see.
30 meters. Bearing 190.
So I know
Speed
it, but it's a little
0.2
different
knots.
Lasers on it.
Yep, that's the one he's talking
Range 30 meters, bearing 190, speed
video.
0.2.
Good copy.
Come on in.
And there's a sea star over to the left when you're done. Please, thank
Copy
you.
that. See
Oh, I
star
didn't even
left.
see it. Sorry.
That's fine.
Good.
I mean, that's why I'm here. I have the search image. Oh, this is another one of those
There we go.
terminoids with the sea anemone.
Yeah. Sibley. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this could be a Calyptrophora. I'm not positive. Definitely in the preliminary. I'm fine with that. If we could go hit the.
Yeah, copy. Are you happy, video?
There it is, I think.
ROV nav, bridge, moving.
It goes over to the left, I think.
Moving initiated. Thanks, Bridge.
The white right here, or was it somewhere else?
No, it's further left.
Oh, further left?
Yeah. There it is.
Okay.
On that rock.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, I see it.
Polly swimming next to it.
All right, video, come on in. Tilting down.
No, it's another one. Oh, a nicer view of it.
The low pass?
Yeah. Oh, neat.
Rotating.
Yeah. So it's interesting too because look at what's next to it. That zoanthid, or what's left over, I think, of those zoanthids, and they're all gone. All the tentacles are gone.
Just be advised, swing arm.
No, they're
over there.
Here, let's.
Copy.
So does this
Okay.
thing
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a predator. It eats almost.
Turn.
Yeah, just keep an eye on it.
General rule is they eat anything slower than them, which for starfish isn't much. So, but see, look at how
Yeah,
the.
sorry, video.
Well, one side looks closed, but the other one looks empty. Well, it doesn't matter.
Can you rock
it's
right
it's
just a
2
little
feet
bit?
or right over it, so there could be evidence there for predation. Interesting. Yeah, but that's the same, because we saw one of these feeding on a crinoid, a feather star, I think, a few months ago. And these are celastrids. They're the same family as some of the predatory sun stars that you see in other places.
Video's clear.
But they're 5-rayed, and
Copy that.
usually
Science
you find them
you're
in
happy?
cold water habitats. Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Right.
I think the other one we saw was about 10 centimeters, and that one's about 5.
5, yeah,
7,
5 or
so
6 or so.
good-sized animal.
So we'll do we've got about 10 minutes before leaving the bottom, but I'm a little unclear as to whether we should have a post dive. I mean, we can show them a muddy, murky Google Earth, but we're not even sure if it's going to be the dive site tomorrow. So we don't know what to show you folks. So maybe
About I got
unless we
13
see
minutes,
some
so
interest in the
maybe in 10
chat
minutes.
room,
start
maybe
packing up.
we'll forego the post dive
Copy that.
today.
Remember to always sum up that today.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We can sum up. We've got 10 more minutes left. So I can sum up today. Wow. I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll start this one here. But this is a Spongophile's dreamland here. I mean, some of the sceneries when we came up over the ridge and came up on the crest and hit that amazing scene.
That was.
That's what we do this for. As Josh
Yeah.
even pointed out, who was piloting at the time, that was just extraordinary to see that so many variety of sponges.
You might say it was horrific.
Yes. But intermixed between the sponges were lots of really fascinating corals, lots of associates on the corals as well. We saw some really interesting squat lobsters and brittle stars and a whole bunch of things. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to even reflect now everything we saw.
Well, we began the dive with mostly filter feeding communities. We saw lots of different types of corals, lots of octocorals, such as we saw we saw some of the tallest whips that we've seen since we began the dive, approaching sort of 5 centimeter or 5 meter, excuse me, length bamboo corals, We've seen these hexacorals. We've seen. We just saw a huge field of Pleurogorgia and bamboo corals, or excuse me, Chrysogorgiids, you said, right? Of different varieties. But even before then, we've been seeing octocoral colonies of different kinds all throughout today's dive, interrupted by intense bursts of peripheral action. So, with minor amendments in the echinoderm and crustacean departments. So, it's kind of like a well-mixed salad. Lots of
ROV
staples,
move complete.
a little bit
Move
more
complete. Thanks,
zucchini,
Rich.
and then you got a couple of the croutons on top.
Yeah, so one thing that was missing, we never saw a single fish here on this site.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we saw only 2 stock crinoids, as I think you...
Yeah, and that was the same species.
Yeah, we saw 1 urchin, and finally got a couple sea stars just here at the end.
Yeah. Well, it always seems to happen like that.
But it was again a very different place. If you've been following the places that we've been to on this cruise, you just don't know what you're going to see when you get down here. And one thing too, we got a spectacular
just came to a stop.
Gorgonian that we got right off the bat. That's so unusual. And
8 minutes,
and
and
let's not forget
one last
that
move in.
during our collection of the rock, we inadvertently discovered one of these upside down jellyfish.
That's
Wait a
right.
minute.
Yeah.
So that was to me also an
Does
interesting
190
highlight.
still
So
look okay
there's
to you?
a whole bunch of
Yeah, I don't really see anything.
sort of
so
interesting
it's good.
things that
We're kind
we
of on the
saw
top
today
flat
on
zone
top of
here.
this
Yeah.
freaking fantastic glass sponge
Yeah, D2's picking pretty much
community
Yeah,
that
actually
some
gotta
of those
get that moving
sponges,
now if you want.
if
do a
some of you
nice
have
slow
a sense for
turn
how
in this
big they
area.
get, are easily
Yeah, I can do it in a slow turn.
you know,
Is
4
190
feet
gonna
tall
take
and
you off an
about
edge or
3 or 4
something?
feet across. So
I'm
they're
worried
not
that
small
it'll just take you
animals.
off into
They're quite
You
big.
do a 20 meter instead.
maybe go like over that way.
And of
Just
course,
real cool.
we have
Yeah,
5 meter tall whip coral on top of all of that. So
I think we're at the top.
and it doesn't seem to end. The more we continue, the more we see
Or you
big
could just explode this whole area.
cliff-like
Yeah, I think that's
structures
gonna be
like
the key,
this.
just
And
'cause
who knows
I think we're at a local
what
high.
sorts of crazy
Yeah, we
things.
could, after I finish moving, we can just turn around any which way.
But this
Or
is
even now,
deep sea
whatever you wanna do.
exploration at some
turn
of its
port
best.
after this,
Just
we'll walk.
being able to look through some of these habitats and just unearthly and bizarre sights, mysteries, scientific mysteries, also interesting and intriguing animals with the potential for more.
Yeah, that looks.
Yeah, because if we go, yeah, I'm worried we're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be local. I don't know. You range your sonar out and see if you see anything out in the weeds, but.
But a place like this is definitely, you can see almost every rock here is covered by some kind of coral or colonial form.
Yeah, you got some tether. You can
let's
go.
go this way.
Do some scoping.
I can follow you.
Diversity in terms of numbers of species
The
might
way I
not
need
be
to
easy
turn
to
anyway.
tell strictly from a photos
So
video
that'll be the way I
survey,
need to turn
but
anyway for
certainly from an
recovery.
abundance standpoint, there's quite
just
a
gotta
lot
follow
of
you on
things
over,
that
give you
live
plenty
here.
of
Some
room
of which
space.
are sizable, tangible animals.
Looks interesting, like a helmet
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go there.
Here we're coming up on, I think, one of these polyopogon type sponges, quite a large representative.
Copa, I'm wondering if this small lens flare in Zeus is from the port lower, if it like drifts inboard or something.
And then
I
off
don't
to
know.
the right,
Where are you looking so I can
Chris,
try?
those things with the
This is tiny
2
flare.
eyes.
Oh, that guy?
Bolosoma, right?
You think it's the lower?
Port lower.
New genus.
New
port.
genus,
Yeah.
right.
I think
Okay.
it's drifty.
Science, any interest? Anything on the screen?
Yeah, sorry, I was actually attending to the chat room. I wasn't looking, and now
Might as
we're in a
well-
whole cluster of
Let's
animals
go look
again.
at the Bolosomini.
Could be wrong.
The thing
Here,
with
let
2
the
eyes.
one on the right.
Yeah, the one on the
Stop.
right. Yeah, let's give it a good. Let's have a staring contest with the Bolosomini.
No, I came all the way up.
Can't do
I
that.
still see it, right?
Interesting.
Yep.
So one of the great things about the sponge field is that the surface, the sort of concave surface of a lot of these sponges is facing into what seems to be the current. And so this one seems to be doing that same thing. sometimes when you look inside these, you can observe different
Video,
kinds
you
of
wanna come on in?
commensal organisms. Sometimes you can see little brittle stars. Sometimes there are little amphipods living inside.
Let me see if you can spin at this distance.
Say it again.
But sometimes
Pirouette.
Try to pirouette at this distance.
Yeah, copy that.
But I think they're just kind of neat to look at.
Watch
Just
your
from the
toes as you
perspective
turn.
of the
Yeah,
textures.
clear.
And
Looks pretty flat. I don't
these
see
are
any other
glass
items.
sponges. They're that's not just a
You
nickname.
get laser
They're
skip out.
active glass. So if you were to hold these have sort of
Lasers
a
off.
lacy texture to them. Very different from perhaps what a lot of people think of when they think of glass or even animals.
So sponges are among the animals that are being investigated for possible pharmacological products that
Can go a little bit faster.
could be useful to medicine. These particular hexactinelids are not among those sponges that are currently being investigated, but some of the demo sponges, for example, demo sponges in the group Lithistidae, which is I don't think I don't think it's a valid group anymore, but they are looking at that down in Florida. Shirley Pomponi has been very involved in that. And when you see sponges like that, you just got to wonder, whether or not
About
there's
5
something
minutes
new
until the
chemically
winch needs to
as
start
part
going
of
up.
the sponge that just could be an amazing new antibiotic or something. We just don't know anything about these things.
It's also worth mentioning, and I think we've mentioned it before, that
I think your setup's going to be
that glass
really
sponges
easy today.
create biogenic glass.
Continue turning this
And
way.
this is actually proven to be a far better conductor of light than human-made
I haven't touched focus since
fiber
you
optic
started
cable.
it.
So
Keep it
people
at
have been looking
exactly
at
the
ways
same distance
to
all the way around.
I was thinking the
emulate
same thing.
the
Video.
type of glass
great.
that
I
these
just didn't
animals
know
make
too,
in order
man.
to make better products.
But
So,
if you do it, feel free.
these animals have
wanna keep going?
inspirational
Yeah,
uses.
keep
if
going
not
around all the way
direct
to the
medical
opposite.
uses.
Holes if you can.
Yeah, I think keep an eye on tether.
Copy.
I think I'll be okay, but just in case.
I can start stowing your sling over.
Yeah, you got 4 minutes.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
So I think there's that one species of polyalpagon, there's that bolosoma that has a yellow stalk, and then there's bolosomini, this one with the yellow bulb, and I'm trying to think if there's any other yellow hexactinelids that I'm aware of, and nothing comes to mind here that is in the Central Pacific. So very interesting and very beautiful. Yellow and black. It's a nice combination.
Yeah,
It's actually perfect. You came in to set up
So are the
configuration.
stocks, are those all sort of glass cables, or do those...
Yeah, they're glass
Wow.
cables in this species.
That's a great
And these
Twitter.
are modified spicules that then are glued together by just secretion of more
How's tether look
silica,
with
I
that?
believe,
It's
in
okay, it's
between to
coming
make
over
a
you.
very hard, solid
Copy.
stock.
Wow.
It is coming over
So
right
that's
now.
like
I'm going to go ahead and stow your other uppers.
Basically
Yeah, go for it.
a big
Stop here till you do that.
sort of wound bundle of fiber optic cable that's anchoring that thing down.
Ready to pull out wide?
Yeah, go for it.
Megan had spotted a sea star, and I didn't notice that. I don't know if that was a little while
might have
ago. Is that it?
Been one of the ones that...
Oh, that was a few minutes ago. Okay. Yeah,
oh,
then-
well, with the delay, I think it might have been the one that the low faster that I spied.
Okay, got it.
Your current heading?
All right, watch these. We were packing up to come off bottom. This is our last
Your current
view of the
heading
bottom
is,
here.
Well,
pretty
pretty
close to
spectacular dive. We really
recovery.
thank you, and we also
continue
thank
swinging
Marsh
to,
Corps Mike for
your
mapping
port there.
this site, and Scott
Port
France
You can
Sure,
actually
for
come in under.
select
I'll
the
lift up and we'll
dive
be
site,
aligned.
along with
Copy
Les
that.
Watling and John Smith.
So I'm going to
We
start
really
coming up
appreciate
just a little bit.
all of the participants today, and hope you enjoyed this
I'll get
dive.
over
I
you, follow you
certainly did,
down.
and I think Chris did too, even though we didn't see many sea stars. But it's
Got you at
fascinating,
Delta of 20.
beautiful community. We're going
Great.
to skip having a post-dive tonight, and we'll try to give you news on our dive site as quickly as we can, but it's going to be really early tomorrow morning here. I get up really early. If you can't tell, I'm sort of suffering a little bit. Both of us been getting up between 3 and 4 in the morning, But I'm going to get up really early and hopefully see where we're at on the mapping, and already try to figure out a good location to dive tomorrow. And
Looking good.
I'm not sure how we can engage everybody on that, but
Yeah, I'm going to bump over
we'll do our
this.
best to come up
Or
with
rise
something
up
good.
meters.
Thank you all very much, and good night,
And
good
we'll-
morning.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow.